Welcome to the Shield Football Podcast. I'm your host, Fredo. With me today is that boy DC and that boy Jerron. What up, guys? How y'all been, man?
What's going on, Fredo?
And not much, my boy. How about you, Jay?
I'm doing good.
Yeah? All right, man. Hey, guys, week 9, man. Under the books, man. We still got one more game tonight. We got the Chargers and the Jets, but that's for the Monday night game. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, week 9 overall, DC, what are your thoughts, man?
Wasn't bad. We actually had some pretty decent football this weekend. Some entertaining stuff going on this weekend. And we also got some teams that's about time to hit that reset button. Yeah. So we'll get into it here in a little bit. What you think, Jay?
Every slot had a good game.
Yeah.
Every slot was exciting football. Stars was out. Every slot in. It was hard to get your eyes away from the TV yesterday. So. Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. Week 9, man. There's some a lot of good games, like y'all said. Like every slot, man, from the 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the primetime games, man. But yeah, all right, Jay, you want to go ahead and kick it off for us, man?
Yeah, let's go ahead and start out with the Tennessee Titans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Give me a second. Tennessee Titans have Will Levis, quarterback, 22 of 39, 262 yards, 1 interception. Kenny Pickett for the Steelers, 19 of 31 or 30, 160 yards, 1 touchdown. Derrick Henry, 17 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown. Jaylen Warren, 11 carries, 88 yards. And Phillips, 4 receptions, 68 yards for the Titans. And Deontay Johnson for the Pittsburgh Steelers, 7 receptions, 90 yards, 1 touchdown. His first touchdown in over a year. The Pittsburgh Steelers are victorious. They win 20-16. Total yardage, 340 for the Titans and 326 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 1 turnover for the Titans. DC, this is your team. How do you think? So basically, what happened to where they couldn't finish this game out?
Yeah, man. When I look at these two teams, it's almost like they mirror. They're looking at each other. They're almost exactly the same from the way they're built, from the way they play and everything. And they're both of them, their strength is the defensive line. I found some good in Levis. That's 2 weeks now. He did a lot better this week than I thought, because I was like, well, he had a hot week last week. Let's see it again this week. But he stood in the pocket, took some big hits. He did turn the ball over late in the game, but that's fine. But I didn't see any regression. You know, that's the one main thing I want to see with him, because when you're dealing with a front like they got with Hayward and Watt and Highsmith, it can get a little difficult, especially for a rookie. Yeah. But and of course with Pittsburgh, that team is going to be in trouble because of the quarterback situation. I don't know if it's the quarterback situation or the OC at all, but
a little bit both.
Going forward, they're gonna have to make some changes with that. Because Pickett only 160 yards. You got quality receivers like that, and of course, Pickens let them know about it. He was on social media letting them know about it. He didn't like that. Yeah. You know, I guess he wanted the ball more.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to fix that problem. It's the OC or quarterback. But back to Jerome, what you were saying is, man, I don't feel bad. We lost, but I don't feel bad because, like I said, I've seen some progress. Not necessarily progress, but no regression, which I consider that to be a good thing going forward. If we can just keep some of those guys healthy, it's always like Burks went out again. That was a rough hit on the sideline, man. That was tough.
That was tough to see.
He put some effort out there, but, man, that was tough. And I would like to get him healthy and keep him in for a full season. So, of course, he's probably gonna miss a couple of games with that. But all in all, I'm satisfied with him going forward. Because, like I say, I think we have a quarterback.
Yeah.
And like I'll just keep watching him and keep seeing what happens. I think Tannehill, that his days are done. It's a wrap. I just hope Levis doesn't get hurt and gets to finish the season out so we can get the full picture and know which direction we'll be headed for. But it's okay. Everything is okay right now. Yeah, it's good, Fredo. So in Pittsburgh, I feel bad for some of the guys on the team because, man, the quarterback going to come back to bite them. Yeah. Them on the OC, man, because defensively they fine. Receiver-wise, they fine. Yeah. But the numbers, they're not going to be able to put up the numbers when it comes down to it. Yeah. Yep. Mike Tomlin can only take so much, and he's been doing it. He's been making chicken salad out of chicken shit for years now.
Yeah. He's still
doing it.
He's still
some
doing
kind of way. So, but at some point, the quarterback's going to end up biting them in the butt. Yeah. What do you think, Jay?
Man, the interesting thing to me was the Pickens thing. Mm-hmm. His outburst for such a young player, for him to come out, he's kind of acting like late stage Antonio Brown. Like he's mouthing off a lot. Deontay Johnson got his touchdown, and the first person on the sideline to go to the sideline was Pickens.
Yes,
like he I don't think he's a Steeler for long. No, because the beautiful thing about the Steelers, they're the best team at scouting receivers ever. Like if you go through their receiver history, they get steals. All of their great receivers have been steals.
Yes.
So Pickens he's just gonna be in and out. But yeah, that's interesting, and the way you put it as they're the same team. These are the same team. Yes. You got hard-nosed coach. You got a bunch of gritty players. They don't play pretty football, neither one. So that was interesting to see. But Mike Tomlin does it again. He keeps going. He goes going. Fredo, what you got?
It's funny, man. It's funny you said that about the how Steelers find these good wide receivers, and for some reason they always want out of Pittsburgh, man. Right. And it's funny when Jay said that, it's like, man, like when Devontae Johnson got that touchdown, he celebrated on the sideline. Yeah, Pickens just sitting down with his face covered, man, just being mad, bro. Yeah. You know, man, like I get it, man. You're not happy with the organization, man, but you gotta be there for your teammates at least, man.
Selfish, man.
So yeah, very selfish, man. But I mean, caution whatever team he signs with. You know, he's one of those diseases, man, that you don't want in your locker room, man. Because if he doesn't get his way, man, he's gonna be like a little girl back over there with a little fit, man. So to caution whichever team signs him, man. But going back to Will Levis, man. He proved himself, man. Going to Pittsburgh and that stadium, you know, it's already tough enough, and the fact that he threw some good numbers out there, man. He threw over 260 yards. Very impressive, man. You would have wished you would have got a touchdown out of it, right. But that interception was towards the last minute, man. So you know I'm not going to hold that against him. Yeah. But hey, man, the Titans, man, it looks like they got a decent quarterback, man. But my question to you, DC, is like, should the Titans fans pump the brakes right now with Will Levis, not get too excited like y'all did with Mariota?
Right, yeah. Of course, yeah. You got to temper expectations, of course. And when he threw the interception at the end of the game, I felt a little bit bad, but I still felt okay because I got to see him in a situation in a 2-minute game. Yeah, and he moved the ball down the field, down to within the 20, then he threw the pick. But so I'm still satisfied. Yeah. So I'm not gonna go out there and just put him on the pedestal. Yeah. There's still a lot more of the season to go and a little more to see.
Yeah. But promising though. It's very promising.
I think that's a chance if we get the right coaching and everything around him. If we can get some stability of receivers and all that around him, I think it's going to be okay.
That's what I said. What he's working with right now isn't what the future should be.
Yeah.
You got Burks, who's okay.
Yeah.
But he got hurt.
You got D-Hop, who's older.
Yeah.
Then you
not in his prime.
Right. Yeah. Then you got like Phillips is the leading receiver. hopefully they build it up to where
Yes.
he can get like one of these college guys, like the guy out of Washington.
Yes.
But yeah, he's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's good that I feel like we have the quarterback now, because now when you go into the draft, that monkey's off your back.
Yeah.
You ain't chasing that no more.
Yeah.
So now you can concentrate more on the O-line and the receiver aspect of
Yep.
it. So that's going to be, I think, the top priorities this year. It's going to be definitely offensive line.
Yeah.
And then receiver will be right behind that.
And get secondary. Come on,
Secondary, of course, yes.
Yeah.
We've been secondary the last few years early, and
Yeah.
nothing panned out yet. But hopefully
Yeah.
with the new GM in there, he can figure some stuff
Yeah.
out.
And also the trade deadline, so you didn't trade away Henry or
I
D-Hop.
know, and I was surprised about
Yeah.
that. I thought they would at least move Henry for something,
Yeah.
but they didn't.
So how do you feel about that?
I'm fine with him coming back, but I wish they would have traded him
Okay.
to get some more draft capital.
Yeah.
Like I say, we definitely need all the draft capital we can get,
Yeah.
for sure.
Absolutely.
We got a little bit for Kevin Byard, but I still would like to get a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And one thing, back to Jerome, we was talking about Pickens, the receiver. Like you said, he won't be that much longer.
No.
The Steelers are probably one of the most well-run organizations
Mm-hmm.
in the whole NFL. And there's never one person that's been better than the next there.
Nope.
They treated everybody
The same. Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
So with him doing that type of outburst, I mean, it'll just be next man up. If you
Yeah.
don't watch it, he'll be moving up in the offseason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they'll find another receiver.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
Yeah.
Ain't no
Yeah.
doubt. No doubt at all.
All right, gentlemen, y'all boys got anything else with the Titans and Steelers? That Thursday night primetime game?
That's it.
Now let's
That's
go
it.
to Sunday.
All right, man, let's go to the Sunday morning. We have the Dolphins at the Chiefs right here, but this game was played in Germany, man. So this was the 9:00 game right here. Let's go to some team stats right here. Final score, 14-21. Kansas City takes care of business, man. I ain't gonna lie, guys. I was expecting a little bit more out of this game, but man, let's go to some game stats real quick. And let's go with the Dolphins side of the ball. Tua, he threw for 34, completed 21, 193 yards, 1 touchdown. Your top rusher was Morset with 12 carries, 85 yards, and 1 touchdown. Have a day, man. And then your top receiver from the Dolphins, Hill, with 8 catches, 62 yards. I was expecting more, man. And now to the Kansas City side of the ball, Mahomes, he threw for 30, completed 20, 185 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Have a day. And let's go to the top rusher, Pacheco, 16 carries for 66 yards. And your top receiver was Gary for 3 catches and 34 yards. Team stats, total yardage, Miami 292, while Kansas City had 267. Both teams were 1 turnover each. Time of possession equally down the middle with 30 minutes and 29. So that being said, that puts Kansas City now at 7-2, top in their division, and this puts Miami at 6-3, still holding down the number 1 spot in their division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Oh, man, it's time for me to pump the brakes on Miami. I don't know if I can put them back in my top 5 for the rest of the remainder of the year, man, because we've seen this 3 times now.
Yeah.
When they play legit competition, they struggle. Mahomes played. Last week was Mahomes' worst game. This week probably was his second worst game.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have a receiver with more than 34 yards. Not one receiver had more than 34 yards.
Yeah.
In Miami, with the high-powered offense, still couldn't do nothing. They got down 21-0. I was expecting them to come back and make it, a game, in which they kind of did.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to pump the brakes. And I don't know why. What is the other? Why? How is it that offense, we know they have the skill players.
Yeah.
When they played a good team, they just don't seem to show up.
Yeah.
And, and Hill was talking in mess, 62 yards. You got to be careful what you say before you go into some of these games. That, like I say, I'm not out on the Dolphins, but I'm not as impressed with them no more, man. Because once you see right now, these are teams you're going to end up playing in the playoffs. First round, you're going to get bounced.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't beat these guys, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if it's a Mike McDaniels. I don't understand why, because like I say, they got the talent. Yeah. But they just don't. They just can't get over the hump. What do you think, Jay?
I'm gonna go to the other team. KC they're starting to worry me. They look human.
Mm-hmm.
They got out to the big lead with the help of a lateral return fumble for a touchdown. And then after that, nothing.
Yeah.
Nada.
Second half, nothing.
Second half, nothing. 30 attempts for Patrick Mahomes, 185 yards. Noah Gray, 3 receptions. Where was Kelsey? He had 3 receptions for 14 yards. They're missing an element that I don't know why. Why didn't they add a receiver at the trade deadline? It's their offense isn't pretty.
No.
It used to be one of the best things to watch. They were doing all the crazy formations, the merry-go-round, and then, but now it's a struggle. The offensive line isn't as good as it was. I'm starting to get. If I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm worried about my Super Bowl hopes to repeat. They're 7-2, so they're still top of the top, but it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Even compared to last year, it doesn't feel the same.
So you're saying that they're not what the record says they are? Like to you feel like they're what, like 5-4?
No. I think they're 7-2, but I'm not that scared of them.
Okay.
The only thing that scares you on the team offensively is Mahomes.
Okay.
Their defense is what it has them at 7-2. To be honest, their defense is crazy good.
Yeah. Which is that's normally not
it's
right.
The
flipped.
It's a flip.
Yeah.
Spagnoli's calling a hell of a game, and really, I think they were outplayed by Miami, and especially second half. Second half wise, it's just certain things came down to the wire, and Miami couldn't convert. But the Chiefs just don't look right to me.
Yeah, man. But you know what? The Chiefs are right there holding on the number 1 seed right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, but then again, you know, no other team in the AFC. Do you think that will give them a challenge though? I mean, you would think
Cincinnati's coming.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, and we gonna get to that. Cincinnati's coming, man. But like, all right, besides Cincinnati, what other team is out there, man? Like the Bills. We discussed it here many times that the Bills don't give that much of a fight nowadays. And Miami, for some reason, man, they can't play good with the other teams, man. Right. When it comes to the teams close to 500 or below 500, oh man, they put a whooping on them easily, man. But it's just hard for the Dolphins.
It's not a certain team that's gonna compete with them. It's them shooting themselves in the foot.
Right. Gotcha.
Just like what happened with the Broncos.
Gotcha.
That would never have happened a year ago, 2 years ago, because they would always be on it.
Yeah.
They're liable for one of them let down games now because the talent isn't there, especially receiving wise. Kadarius Toney, Rasheed Rice got him a touchdown, but he's not stretching the field. Sky Moore let down. I thought he was going to be a great addition. Noah Gray is probably their most reliable catcher of the ball outside of Kelsey. I think they can have a letdown game to where their offense just kind of craps the bed compared to previous years.
Yeah. I got you.
And it's crazy with a high-powered, supposedly offense like that the Chiefs only held them to 14 points. That just baffles me.
Yeah.
Only 14. Even when they played the Eagles, they only scored 17 points, and one of them was a pick six. So I mean, what are we doing here, Miami? I don't get it. Something's gonna have to change. I don't know what it is, but when they play competitive teams, they just don't show up.
Exactly.
And they headed towards the wild card. Looks like, and you mess around and have to go to Cincinnati week 1, somewhere like that. You know what's gonna happen then.
Yeah.
Or Buffalo. You know what's gonna happen then.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they got to make some kind of changes.
They're going back and forth with the Bills, though.
Yeah.
They might end up winning this division. Bills are 5-4 right now. But Miami has to be at home.
Right.
We're learning a lot of these teams have to be at home to do what they got to do.
All right. Y'all boys got anything else from that Sunday morning?
Last thing, that Germany stadium, that Frankfurt audience was incredible.
Yeah.
I really felt good, like it was a different feeling watching them because they stood the whole game.
Yep.
Everybody, I don't know if the NFL was giving out jerseys, but everybody had a jersey on. It was all red. You would see a sprinkle of Dolphins. Then you see every once in a while you see like a Green Bay Packers jersey or something. Yeah. But I'm like, every last one of these people is decked out head to toe in colors. Yeah. You know, over here,
paid actors.
That's what they might have been. But that stadium was awesome. The field looked pretty good. Yeah. Look.
So so one thing I would say about like fans outside of the U.S., especially the soccer hooligans, you can say, those guys take that stuff very seriously, man. And then and if outside America, man, when you go outside those international soccer teams, man, those are the fans that stand up the whole game, and they right there singing, doing their they got that club song, they got whatever. They're just right there, man. Soccer fans, man, are one of the most awesome, die hard. You just don't go there for the game, but you go for the experience as well. And that's one thing. I can't say about all NFL football teams, man, but at least I can say this about the Texans. I wish that we would have more like passion or something, like the Vikings do when they first start up. They got that, and when
school,
and then with the Saints, they got that "Who Dat" chant. That's awesome, but with the soccer people, man, like they have that throughout the whole game. It's not just the beginning, the end, and the middle. It's the whole game. They bring that energy, man. It's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Y'all got any more on that?
No,
I'm good.
All right, Jay.
All right, let's go back to this high-scoring back and forth game in Houston. Houston Texans at home win 39-37 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to improve to a 4-4 record, and Tampa Bay goes to a 3-5 record. C.J. Stroud went off 30 of 42, 470 yards, 5 total touchdowns. And he had to because his running game wasn't there. 13 carries for Devin Singletary, 26 yards. That's 2.0 yards per carry, if I can add. Noah Brown, he turned into Antonio Brown. 6 receptions, 153 yards, 1 touchdown. Baker Mayfield for the Buccaneers, 21 of 30, 265 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rashid White, 20 carries, 73 yards, 2 touchdowns. Really good day for him. Mike Evans, 4 receptions, 87 yards. Total yardage, 496 yards, 1 turnover for the Houston Texans. For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 332 yards, 1 turnover. Found it interesting. Yards per play for Houston, 8 yards per play. 3 or 4 in the red zone. A really good offensive day for the Houston Texans. You want to start this one, DC, or you want to give it out to Fredo?
Yeah, Fredo, you can go.
All right.
So last episode, what I told y'all, we need to pass more. And Damian Pierce was out on this game right here, and they did, man. They passed. Basically, they abandoned the run. Let's just put it like that. They abandoned the run, which every team knows that the Texans want to they want to run the ball. And they passed it and put it on the rookie and said, hey, man, you're our franchise quarterback. Please help us win a W. Man, he did it, man. This guy was poised, man, especially in the second half. Second half of this ball game right here, it just changed, man. The CJ Stroud came in here, man, was poised with every throw. Shout out also to Tank Dell, man, and also to our tight end
Dalton Schultz.
And Nico Collins as well, man. But Noah Brown, this guy right here, we just got him through free agency from the Cowboys. Jay said that he was boo-boo. I get it, man, but this day, man, it was his day, man.
Yeah, this is his day.
6 catches for 153 yards and 1 touchdown. Even though what he did after the catch, man, that helped the team right there. But, you know, the defense, man, I was kind of a little bit concerned, man, because the middle linebackers were getting killed. Yeah. Their tight end was making these catches. Kind of looked like Rob Gronkowski out there for a second. And but yeah, the Texans, man, throughout the whole game, it looked like they were about to lose this game, man. But they came and pulled themselves together in the second half. And because of that, CJ Stroud broke the record for the rookie has thrown more in more pass attempts per yardage. He threw 470. He broke the record. The record was held by Andrew Luck, and he had 430, 440. So he broke that record, man, and that record was holding down since what 2012. Yeah. So like, sheesh, almost was it 11 years? Yeah, and that record hasn't been touched. But now, Houston, I'm pretty sure they feel comfortable saying this, man. You got your franchise quarterback, man.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. I ain't gonna lie, man. Those 46 seconds when the Buccaneers scored that last touchdown, I was like, damn, this is it. We lost the game already. But he came in here, man, scored a touchdown. Each catch was amazing. Each throw was amazing, man. So overall performance, amazing. Yes. Yeah, man. I'm a cloud nine right now with the Texans right now. But it was a close game. Shootout game. I wasn't expecting this. And it's funny that Vegas projected this, man, a 2.5. What's it called?
Favorite.
Yeah, favorite. That's crazy, man. So it's crazy how the numbers sometimes add up, man. But DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Oh man, we got to rewind it back to the last game of the year last year. Can we thank Lovie Smith now?
Yeah. Let's put a statue on him.
Can we thank Lovie Smith now?
On Kirby.
But I can promise you, that wouldn't have been your quarterback. And they had that first pick. I'm telling you right there. Yeah. Bryce Young would have been the quarterback. We finally found some good in Lovie Smith.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that statue with the big old white beard, man.
Yes, sir. But like you saying, yeah, he looks good. He don't look like a rookie, man. He's poised, confident in the pocket. And he's accurate. Yeah. The dude is accurate, man. So, like you say, y'all have y'all quarterback going forward, man. It's only going to be up from here.
Yeah.
Just to improve wherever else you can. Maybe at the running back position. I don't know how this is going to work out with Pierce. I don't know if it's him or the scheme.
Yeah.
But at some point, you're going to have some type of running game. But the passing part, it's a fun team to watch. Yeah. It really is. And I know the fans in Houston are very excited. And Houston, go out there and support them. Stop letting these teams come in and take over your damn stadium. Go out there and support this team because you got one now. You on the arrows pointing up. Go out there and support them every week and stop letting other people come in and run it. But I'm good. I'm happy for him, man. I really am.
Yeah.
The only thing I've seen was, the 9 penalty. That's the only thing that stuck out to me as far as bad. But other than that, it was all good on the Texans sideline. And that's 4 straight losses for the Bucs. So that's going to spin out of control. I don't know which way they're going to go from now. Yeah. But I hope Todd Bowles can keep his job. But 4 straight losses, ain't no telling what's coming up in the future.
Yeah. So, and also that you said that, man, Mike Evans was wearing his Astros jersey coming into the stadium.
Really?
Yeah. Man, if we could get him next year, man, like that'd be a great free agent pickup right there.
No, that's not the one. That's not the one.
But
T. Higgins.
T. Higgins. Oh yeah. But
he's a lot younger. Yeah.
Yeah. But I understand. I'm not saying, but I'm saying, so who'd you rather have, him or Robert Woods?
Mike Evans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, like, you always need that veterans present in the locker room, man. I don't know. This is me wishful thinking, man.
if I was wishful thinking, I'm wishful for T. Higgins.
Oh yeah,
T. Higgins completes the.
But the thing is, everybody's gonna be after him though.
But see, this is the thing y'all don't see. The NFL sees what's happening here. People gonna want to come play with CJ.
Yeah.
So that's just more of an incentive to come to Houston.
Yeah.
So you got young pieces, young exciting pieces.
A lot of cap space.
Cap space. No state income tax. No state tax. And you got a young black head coach. There's a lot of reasons for T. Higgins to be attracted to here.
Yeah.
Mike Evans is almost out. Like why are we doing the Mike Evans thing now?
You know why, Jerome? Because it's a thing that Texans have imprinted in me. Because I never expect nothing good to come out from the Texans. It's like last time we had something good, some way somehow that didn't last long here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the only way we could get a good wide receiver is if we draft one. You know, the best receivers that we have had is Andre Johnson and D Hop, which that we drafted. And, but some way somehow they're discouraged with the organization and they never finished their careers here in Houston. That's why it's hard for me. It's kind of like traumatic, really, man, to know that we can't have anything good around here.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying? It's like
I think it's a different day and age.
I hope
now.
it is, and I hope this game right here can motivate other players to want to come to Houston and and be part of this organization. Don't get me wrong; it hasn't been perfect in the past. It has very questionable ownership at times, and and the scandals behind the organization, man. But hopefully it's a new era, and like we got the new head coach, we got a QB, and the ownership. I feel like they actually give a damn now, so they're out there trying now. So I'll give them credit towards that.
So we got to see how this is gonna continue, because I think we can count on the Texans at home being consistently explosive. But just last week, we went to Carolina, and it didn't look the same.
Yeah.
I got to throw this on Ty Bowles, man. I don't know what the hell he was calling.
He wasn't blitzing.
That's what.
Right.
So your bread and butter. What do you do? What does everybody do to a rookie?
You go after him.
You go after him. You do fire zone blitzes. You double A gap blitzes. He was dropping everybody and rushing 4. This is a fireable offense.
Oh, no doubt.
Congratulations to CJ, but what the hell was Ty Bowles doing? I was confused the whole game because all you heard was a blitz heavy, and I'm seeing just Shaq Barrett rushing, trying to go against Tunsil, and no, that's not going to work. Tunsil's one of the best left tackles in the game.
No doubt.
He put Carlton Davis on the island, and Carlton Davis, he got beat over and over. Everybody beat him. Tight end beat him. Tank Dell beat him. It was a game-winning pass. Carlton Davis, like it's just.
And then in that game-winning pass, they're playing zone, and he still found a way to get open. Yeah. For that catch.
But yeah,
in the game.
So he put no pressure on CJ. It was just baffling how he caught that game. But look, that doesn't take anything away from how CJ picked apart that defense. I just was surprised at how Bowles. I don't know what he was doing.
I don't know, man.
It may be time for the hang up. Let's start all over if you're a Buccaneer.
And it goes back to the thing that some guys are coordinators.
Yes.
You're not a head coach, you're a coordinator. Just stay there.
Yes.
You don't have to take the head coaching job because they offer it to you. There's a lot of guys in the league that's like that. Yeah. They're really good coordinators. Then they take that step and you're not a good head coach.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and admit it and go back to do what you're doing best. You just worry about one side of the ball versus worrying about the whole team. And Tank Dell, y'all got y'all one. A rising star. Yeah. Don't be surprised at what you've seen this week as a normal occasion. in the NFL, you can't put your hands on the receivers,
Right.
which makes it so much easier for because a guy that runs like that, runs routes like that,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to be open.
Yeah.
And the thing about it, you have an accurate quarterback, they can get in the ball. So the future is definitely bright at that receiver spot. But like Jerron say, T. Higgins will probably be the prime guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what, especially because he's younger than Mike Evans, and Mike Evans couldn't get a deal done with Tampa Bay. Now, I don't know if that's because what he was asking for, he really don't want to be there no more.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine giving Mike Evans 4 years and whatever.
Yeah.
amount of money. See what I'm saying? Because he's up for a new contract, and he would have to deal with that.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think he'd be a good fit
Yeah.
just based on that alone.
Nah, like I say, give him maybe like a 2 or 3 year deal. Nothing, no crazy money. Maybe a little bit more guarantee money, but nothing crazy though. That's gonna break the bank. But yes, this but not just this, man. Like the receiving point, but we also need some freaking offensive linemen, man. In total in this game, said the Texans had over 5 players injured in this game alone, and that's including with the kicker. And
Yes.
shout out to the running back, man. Like his third string running back, he was our kicker, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The Texans have so many injuries, man, and the fact that they're pulling this off right now lets you know that the culture in this team has really changed, man. And it all started with the ownership taking notice. We need to get rid of some people, and it started with Jack Easterby. They still kept the GM, which, he's still not on my good side. He's kind of right, good and bad right now. I don't fully trust him.
Right.
But with D'Amico next to him, all right, you can stay, But D'Amico, man, he's the one that's right in this car right here, and he's taking everybody for a smooth ride. And you can tell with the culture in the locker room, man, and with the players and how excitement he brings into the sidelines.
Yeah,
I'm for this, man. Let's go, man.
But did y'all have a lot of linemen out this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
So overall, man, like the center that we got, he's our 4th center this season. You know what I'm saying? So that's bad.
Yeah.
Consistently, CJ Sher has not had
Right.
a full center, and then top of that, the rookie guard, he's been out ever since last season. So he got hurt during training camp. And then our left tackle, he's the one that's been holding, playing good, but he's still injured, but he's still playing through it.
Right.
And then we just got our right tackle back. We just got him back 3 games ago. So, yeah, the offensive line hasn't been healthy, man. Imagine this offensive line protecting C.J. Stroud, but our running game, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's completely bad.
And that's crazy because y'all probably have one of the most expensive offensive lines in all the NFL because they spent a lot of money
on
the O-line. Yes. They paid both of the tackles, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man. They paid them good money.
Yep.
And draft capital.
Yes.
Last year, guard. This year, center. But when you hear their 4th center starting, and you're the defensive coordinator, what do you think?
Blitz.
I'm worried. See how good he is.
And what did not happen?
No.
Don't they have Vita? Did Vita play?
Vita played. The run stuff is because Vita. Vita ate up Singletary every time he tried to. He tried to cut through an inside zone. Vita was there. That Vita's a monster. He got to get out of there. But yeah, congratulations to them. They got them a quarterback. Looking good.
Oh yeah, I'm excited, gentlemen. I'm excited. But y'all boys got any more in this game right here, man?
That's it.
Because I'm still in cloud 9 because of this, man. All right, let's go on and talk about the next game, man. We had the Vikings at the Falcons. Final score 31-28. The Vikings go on the road with the win right here, man. Let's go to some game leaders. Dobbs just recently got there on Wednesday, man. But this dude, he threw for 30, completed 20, 158 yards and 2 touchdowns. Have a day, man. He top rusher as well was Dobbs. 7 carries for 66 yards and a touchdown. Boy. Top receiver was Hawkinson with 7 catches, 69 yards. Now to the Atlanta side of the ball. I can't pronounce his name. Heineke. He threw for 38, completed 21, 268 yards, 1 touchdown, but 1 interception. Your top rusher was Robinson with 11 carries and 51 yards. Man, we need to talk about this this situation, man. And your top receiver was on Smith with 5 catches, 100 yards, and 1 touchdown. Team stats: total yardage for the Vikings 363. Well, Atlanta had 370. Turnovers, both teams had 2 each. Time possession: 31 minutes for the Vikings and 28 for Atlanta. That being said, this puts Atlanta at 4-5, second in their division, and this puts the Vikings 5-4, second in their division, 1 game behind from the Lions now. Boy, watch out. That being said, DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Well, but this probably was, for me, probably the most exciting game of the day for me. I watched pretty much this whole game. Dobbs came in there after being there for 5 days, man, and took that team to this. So I would not be surprised now. He's got better players than he had in Arizona.
Yes, sir.
He beat the Cowboys with the Arizona talent. So now he comes to this team. If Justin Jefferson comes back,
he's coming back.
They gonna push. They gonna push Detroit. I ain't gonna say they're gonna pass him, but they gonna make them. They gonna make them fight for it.
Yeah.
All because the next 4 games: New Orleans, Denver, Chicago, the Raiders.
Winnable.
All 4 of those are winnable games, and they already won 4 in a row. So when JJ comes back, if it's still moving like this with Dobbs there, they're gonna push. They may get it. They may get that last spot in the playoffs, man. And I'm happy for Dobbs, man. He get to play with some talent now. And but this Atlanta Falcons, his offense, man.
Yeah, man.
Dobbs led all rushers.
Yep.
He was the leading rusher in the game. How is that possible when you got a guy like Bijan over there, man?
And also you have Algier.
Algier.
Yeah.
Come on, Arthur Smith. If you don't really care about the team, just go work for your daddy. Go do something else. Go, dad owns FedEx or something like that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He don't need no money. His dad is like the CEO of FedEx.
Oh, I didn't know
He's just
that.
coaching. I don't think he really cares. So if you don't care, get out the way.
Because he's bored on Sundays, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah.
So get out the way and let somebody else come in there and do the job. Because this makes no sense, the talent that you have out there and the result that you're putting up. Bijan, 51 yards carrying. Come on, man. It ain't like we playing a world beater defense in the Vikings.
Nope.
Not at all. But, shout out to the Vikings, man. It's like the future's going to be bright for them. Yeah, but they just got to figure out their run game.
Yeah.
They struggle with the run game, too. So if they can figure out something, I think they lost Cam Akers. But I don't think Madison is the answer either. So that's going to end up biting them in the butt. Yep. What do you think, Jay?
Arthur Smith needs to be ashamed of himself. This is ridiculous. Dude came in with, he didn't take any practice reps. He came in, he doesn't know the offense. And he balls out against your team in your home stadium to a 31-28 victory. Bijan is not getting the touches he is required to have to be he was picked, 8?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
8th overall pick. There's no
top 10.
There's no history, no running back in history who's been picked that high and used and misused like this. Right. Why did you get him if Tyler Algier could do the same thing that you're making him do? Last year, Cordero Patterson had higher rushing numbers with less talent. Yep. And then your defense fired a coordinator. I just can't understand how what's his name? The quarterback for the
Dobbs.
Dobbs, yeah. How Dobbs comes and he just does this. Yeah. Shout out to him. He made some money.
Yes, he did. Yes,
he's gonna be somebody's starter or highly paid backup.
He's gonna be the most expensive backup.
Yeah, most expensive backup.
If you're the Jets, who would you rather have?
Well, no doubt Dobbs. Yeah. No doubt Dobbs.
If you're the Giants,
Dobbs.
This is all right. So DC,
imagine Dobbs with the Seahawks.
I was about to say that another team trending that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
DC right now. Yeah. We saw what Levis did, but what do you think Dobbs would do?
Dobbs is playing at a high level.
The level he's playing
at a high level right now, man.
And he's just so smart.
Yes.
The way he took care of the ball. And he knows he doesn't know all the checks, all the audibles. You know what? I'm going to get out, use my legs, and make some plays outside of the pocket. But I'm just so disappointed in the Falcons. Yeah. The whole their division is right there for the taking, and they keep shooting themselves in the foot. Arthur Smith is he's one of those go nowhere coaches, and I'm kind of tired of seeing go nowhere coaches with all this talent and they're wasting it.
The only reason why he's a head coach because Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this game and fourth quarter, they're in the red zone. Bijan's nowhere to be found in the game. They consistently handing it off to Algier. I'm like, bring Bijan in the game. At least the playbook opens up a little more when you have Bijan in the game. Like Jerron said, I don't know why they drafted him. I really don't. They got 3 of those guys on their team, them top 10 picks, that you don't even know they top 10 picks based on the numbers they got.
Yeah, man.
So some heads got to roll. I think eventually, if it wasn't for that division that they in right now, Smith might be on. He might have walking papers.
Yeah,
because
there's a chance they might make the playoffs.
Absolutely, and he messing over this team like that.
If you have the chance to go get Ben Johnson from Detroit after this
the offense he
would do wonders for this offense.
Yes.
With his mind, Kyle Pitts, Drake London didn't play, but he would be incredible for this team.
Yep. And if I'm off the blank, I'm already thinking that right now.
Yep.
I'm already thinking that's the guy I want next year, and move on from this Arthur Smith situation.
And also Fredo.
What's up, man?
Slow it.
Yeah.
He may not be there for. If he ever learns how to get a running game, he's gonna be.
He has the potential right there. I mean, he has 2 great running backs right there.
Well, I'm talking about in Houston. If he learns how to run the ball in Houston, he would be one of the top head coaches. Because what he's doing with
look, just imagine Robinson with the Texans' type of offense, man. I mean, because I feel like Pierce is just a one-dimensional type of running back. Just run and make a hole. He doesn't wait for the hole. Right. He wants to make the hole.
Yeah, he bulldozes.
So that's why they go. So the running game is not consistent enough. Now, if you get it like a Robinson type of running back, it kind of reminds me of like a Arian Foster type of running back. And imagine what the type of that Sean Canahan offense / Kubiak, bro.
But even more with Ben Johnson,
and then with that tight end, with Pitts,
even more with Ben Johnson, if he had his hands on Bijan,
man. Yeah.
You could combine David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs into one back, and it's over.
Wasted talent, man. The talent's there, man.
The price you pay for being good, Fredo. You lose those coordinators.
Yep.
Which I don't mind because that means our quarterback coach has to be our offensive coordinator now. Just gonna have to move the chains with that.
There you go.
You're gonna have to, But D'Amico needs to put that in print. Whichever quarterback coach is there, be ready to be the offensive coordinator within the potential a year or 2.
No doubt.
Yeah, man. But that's a good problem to have, man, to be successful.
Ain't no doubt.
Yep.
Ain't no doubt.
But it sucks for the Falcons, though, man. Waste of talent.
Yep.
Jay, want to take the next one, man?
Yeah, let's move on to the Arizona Cardinals getting blanked by the Cleveland Browns, best defense in the league, hands down. Deshaun Watson came back, played this game, 19 of 30, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jerome Ford, 20 carries, 44 yards. Amari Cooper, resurgence, like throwback game, 5 receptions, 139 yards, and a touchdown. On the Cardinal side, it was poor. Clayton Tune, 11
yeah, that's right.
completions for 58 yards, 2 interceptions, and he was also their leading rusher. 5 carries for 28 yards. Hollywood Brown, 4 receptions, 24 yards. Man, it had to be a beatdown because Do you know the actual yardage? What do you think the yardage for Arizona was?
Oh, I already know what it is.
I
Oh,
already
you
know.
know?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so
Yes. Yep.
58 total yards.
Yes.
We don't have to say nothing about Cleveland. That's the
No.
game.
No.
They had 7 first downs, 3 turnovers.
How's that possible?
NFL team doing that in real life is
Well, don't worry about it. We're going to talk about a team in Charlotte that had less first downs than that.
yeah.
Keep on going.
Yeah. So Arizona had 1.2 yards per play. is ridiculous. Compared to 4.6 from Cleveland. Cleveland's per play yardage wasn't that great either. Total yards, 17 total yards. Oh man, for passing. 17 total passing yards, 11 completions. Cleveland does have the best defense in the league, in my opinion. And the defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett. But now they're in full tank mode. Because your boy Kyler Murray, he's eligible to come back, but they're holding him out. But yeah, DC, what you
like you
what
just
you got
said,
for this?
7 first downs, 7 sacks, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, 58 total yards. That's ball game. I don't care who you are. Sorry, Clayton, too, and I feel bad for you. They threw you out there to the Lions.
Yeah.
you didn't stand a chance going there and dealing with that. Myles Garrett and company. I don't have much to say on that. But with the Kyler Murray thing, I don't know if they're going to continue to let him sit or they bring him back. I don't understand the benefits of keeping him around if you're going to have that top pick like that, you know. And they didn't move him at the deadline, so it's going to be real interesting to see if they come out and they're probably just going to let him come out and audition. I guess the head coach want to see how he feels with Kyler running the offense being his first year there. But you know you're going to be at the top of the draft, so all this money you done gave Kyler, and you can't. It's going to be tough to come back and pick that guy top 3 overall, whatever they at, another quarterback, and then try to move Kyler. So unless you already know somebody that wants Kyler, so I don't know.
It's a problem because let's say you do get a quarterback, that's going to be a toxic locker room.
Oh, no doubt with him.
Kyler Murray he's going to pout. He's going to work against him. It's going to be a competition, but that's not one of the kind of competitions you want. Yeah, so it is what it is right now. I think they're stuck with him.
Yeah.
With that contract, there's not much they can do.
Yeah, I think you said a few weeks ago they'll probably end up going to get Marvin Harrison.
I think
to
so.
Put with Kyler.
Yeah. What's it called? So also the Cardinals got 2 first-round picks this year. Theirs and the Texans one, but like they were expecting the Texans maybe not to do so good this year, but the Texans right now about they're 500 right now. So I guess they weren't expecting that to happen. But shout out to the defense of the Browns, man. They're dogs out there, like literally the dog pound. They're, to me, I feel like they're the ones that won this game right here. Deshaun didn't do nothing so great. He did what he's supposed to do. You know, and the running game wasn't even there that much. But man, Cooper Kupp, man, have a day, my boy. If I catch it for 139 yards and a touchdown, I'm sorry.
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper, yeah.
Amari Cooper, I'm sorry. So yeah, man, Amari Cooper, man, have a day, man. But yeah, man, like there's really not much to say about this. Y'all boys already said everything. Yeah. The Cardinals are trash. Yeah. And they got.
I mean, this is what they should have been.
Right.
Not getting blanked, not 58 total yards, but this is what we thought they should have been striving towards. Josh Dobbs was just keeping them afloat enough to make them respectable.
It was a winnable. It was a decent losses.
Yeah.
Like disrespect, man.
Yes. That's what it was from the get go. Josh Dobbs just he made a lot of plays, especially against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the defense carried them. Looks like that's what they're gonna have to do the rest of the year. Defense, this Browns defense is really, really tough, man, and they got them to where they are now.
Yeah.
And so we'll see going forward.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, boys, got anything else with that game with the Browns and Cardinals?
No, sir.
No? All right, let's go on and jump on to the next game. We have the Rams going to Green Bay and face the Packers. Final score 3-20. The Packers take care of business at home, gentlemen. And that being said, let's go to some game leaders and start off the Rams side of the ball. Ripon, if I'm pronouncing that right. Rippin. He threw for 28, completed 13, 130 yards and 1 interception. Top rusher from the Rams, Freeman, carried the ball 12 times for 32 yards. And your top receiver was Kupp. 2 catches, 48 yards. Wow. Packers side, the ball, Jordan Love, he threw for 26, completed 20, 228 yards and 1 touchdown. Top rusher, where you been at, my boy? Aaron Jones, 20 carries for 73 yards and 1 TD. Top receiver was Musgrave for 3 catches, 51 yards and 1 touchdown. Now to some team stats we go. Total yardage for the Rams, 187, while the Packers had 391. Both teams had 2 turnovers each, and time of possession, 24 minutes for the Rams and 35 for the Packers. That being said, this puts the Packers at 3-5, third in their division, and this puts the Rams at 3-6, third as well in their division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Oh, man. The Rams only put up 187 total yards.
Yep.
Wow, Green Bay. But nothing much here to see, Fredo.
No.
I still don't think Love is the guy at all. So we'll see going forward. But as far as this game, there's very little to see here with ripping their quarterback. And you can see the receivers. Cooper Kupp couldn't even get going with ripping their quarterback. So hopefully they'll get their quarterback back this week or the next week. If not, they might well be tank mode too.
Yeah,
with ripping their quarterback.
Within like the hour, they officially called out what was his name? The quarterback from the Rams,
Stafford.
Stafford. They would say that he was a no-go for that game.
Yeah.
But going into the week, he was highly thought that he was going to start in this game, man. But within an hour, they said nope, he's out for the game. Jay, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Not much.
No.
None of these teams are going anywhere.
Trash. All right. Let's go on to the next game, Jay. It's all you, man.
Let's go to the Washington Commanders versus the New England Patriots. Washington comes out with the victory, 20-17. Sam Howell, 29 of 45, 325 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Brian Robinson, 18 carries, 63 yards and a touchdown. And Terry McLaurin, 5 receptions, 73 yards. Mac Jones was 24 of 44, 220 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception for 44 attempts. That's crazy. Ramondre Stevenson had him a day, 9 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown. And Douglas, I think that's Demario Douglas, 5 receptions, 55 yards. Washington outgained the New England Patriots 432 yards to 327 yards. They had 2 turnovers. New England had 1 turnover, but the time of possession was lopsided. 37 minutes and 10 seconds for the Washington Commies. Kraft, what do you think about this game? And it's getting ugly.
New England's toast.
It's getting ugly in New England, man.
Toast, man. I don't know which way they're gonna go from here, but they're toast. A pretty balanced game for the Commanders. They did it on all sides of the ball, and that's normally New England gives you one or the other.
Yeah.
Washington went in there and did what the hell they wanted to do.
Yeah.
So that just lets me know that I think some guys have checked out in New England.
Yeah.
So
by check out, you talking about who?
I don't think they're interested. They know the season's not going anywhere. So you're not gonna get the best effort going forward. So those would be surprised. 20 points and you lose. You gave up 20 points to the Commander with all those yards.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't worse than that.
Time of possession as well.
Yeah. Probably wasn't worse than that. So Commanders, good win for them, but New England, they have problems. They're gonna have some problems going forward. I don't know what they're gonna do about Mac Jones or what they're gonna do about the head coach or the OC. But some change. You can't come into next year looking like this.
Yeah.
So.
To me, man, these are 2 teams that are gonna have a lot of changes coming up by the end of the season. There's talks out there that Belichick might not be the next head coach for next season, man. For sure, they're saying that they want to take his rights away to be a GM. But I'm pretty sure that he's gonna want to go to a team that he has full control over the team, man.
Right.
So,
right.
But is it safe to say that Bill Belichick might not be the head coach for the New England Patriots next year, gentlemen?
Last week they said he got an extension. He got a contract extension, so I think he's going to be the head coach. Yeah. They're just going to start letting other people pick the players. It's time. As of right now, New England has the 5th pick. So Mac Jones is the perfect quarterback to tank with. To get, let's put Drake May over there.
Yeah.
Damn.
Drake May, highly touted quarterback. Maybe a lot of people are saying he may be the number 1 quarterback in this draft.
I think the tides are changing.
It's starting to move around to where he looks like the prototypical NFL quarterback. I would like to see Michael Penix Jr. Over there in New England. He's kind of a Tua-like with a little stronger arm. But yeah,
is he a lefty as well?
Yes, he is.
Wow.
Yes, he is.
He's a lefty. And he be slinging that pill.
Yes, he does.
But the heads are gonna roll.
Yeah.
And 2-7 for Bill Belichick.
Man, that's unheard
I
of.
never thought I know it's been a while since the Patriots looking like the old Patriots before they got Brady, before they became respectable. This was what the Patriots were.
Exactly what they look like.
The Patriots looking like the old Texans, man. Last year's Texans.
Yeah, I mean, Davis Mills or Mac Jones. Who you want?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know the owner's kicking himself in the butt. I think he wants to make a change.
Which one are you talking about? Patriots?
Kraft.
Yeah.
I think he wants to make
I
a
don't
change.
I don't feel sorry for them, man. They won 6 Super Bowls in the past 20 years.
No, it ain't about feel it sorry for him. But I know he wants to kick himself in the butt. You gotta ask yourself, would you want Belichick to be your coach now? Even if Vrabel wasn't my head coach, I wouldn't want him to be mine. I don't know if he's a good coach. Now, because I've seen all his success was tied to the hip with Brady. And since Brady's been gone, Brady at least won a Super Bowl somewhere else.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know how good of a coach Belichick really is.
Great argument.
Yes, because he's been riding with Brady all those years, winning the Super Bowl. I mean, he made the playoffs, I think, the first year after Brady left. But after that, man, it's been going downhill. So how good of a head coach is he? He may be one of those guys that just a defensive coordinator in disguise of a head coach. So I don't know. That's why I say I don't know what team would take him, because you really got to think long and hard. And I don't know. I'm not a big fan of young quarterbacks going to play for him, because the way his coaching style, man, and that's why you finna see it get worse. That style don't work when you're losing.
Yeah,
it doesn't work. It'll tune you out.
Yeah.
If that's the way to get you out of there, we got to lose all these games. We'll find a way to get you out, because the players are going to be there.
Yeah. And it doesn't help either with his offensive coordinator. He hates rookies.
The game maybe done passed O'Brien by too, so I don't know. They did lose a couple of receivers, but they didn't have no quality receivers. And whose fault is that? Belichick. Yeah.
Yep.
That's the thing I'm saying. I think they're closer than you guys think. I think his talent evaluation is passed by, because Bill Belichick comes from the old New York Giants way of building a team.
Parcells.
Yes.
The Parcells way of, you just get big hulking monsters to fill gaps, and you go from there. It's evident that his offensive, the way he builds his offense, is already passed him by, but even his defense is a little dated. He just needs a shot. He needs a young coach around him.
Yeah.
Stop getting retreads. Get you a young, up and coming coach. Maybe offensively, give you some ideas to where we may get more motion, or we may get more RPOs. If you keep Mac, take him back to the Alabama days. Load him up with talent, and you're still not going to go nowhere with him, but at least it'd be a little bit more respectable.
Especially in that division, man. You know, you got the Bills and you got the Dolphins. You know, so those two teams are heavily competing in that division. and you need some monsters in your team to even compete. So we're gonna see. You go ahead, DC.
I think that's it, man. Like you say, when you bring the quarterback in, you know what he does well. Don't try to change the quarterback. You put the pieces around the quarterback to be successful.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of guys mess up, man. You try to bring him in and change. You already know he can't do that.
Yeah.
What you trying to make him do.
Yeah.
You ain't never seen him do that.
Yeah.
So why put that in the playbook? You see what he's good at?
Yeah.
That's the plays you run.
And I can speak on, Bill O'Brien. His motto is you're gonna learn my way and you're gonna perfect it. But it's not working towards their way right now. And because of that, like they're always gonna be losing games like that, man, because they don't want to adapt or change to the players.
Yep.
They want the players to adapt and change to their ways.
Yep, and no guys, the coach stay way right on out the league eventually.
Exactly.
The league is definitely changing.
Yep. All right, gentlemen, y'all boys got any more with the Commanders and
I got.
Go ahead.
We've been dogging the Patriots, but the Commanders made some moves this week that were shocking, shocking moves. At the trade deadline, they traded off Montez Sweat and Chase Young. Sweat got a second-round pick from the Chicago Bears, which is crazy. I'm doing that deal, but they only got a third for Chase Young.
Cheap.
Yep.
There is cheap, but let me see a couple sources. So this is when he when he was traded to San Francisco. Young, according to several Commanders, coaches, and others in the organization, was viewed as an undisciplined player who developed bad habits such as deviating from assignments in an effort to make splash plays. Now it's getting ugly. Now, I ain't hear nobody said none of this before.
Yeah, before he left.
Now they dogging him on the way out. They're breaking up their team. They took their two of the three best defensive players, shipped them out. They got the win against another lowly team, but this could get ugly for the Commanders coming pretty soon. They just skated this week. And then according to another league source, the Commanders hope to keep Sweat, but the value of the Bears offer was just too good. So they traded him, and I don't know what the Bears are doing, but that's another story for another day. But Commanders it's starting to happen. They're breaking up this team, and the next one to go could be Ron Rivera. That's a sign of things to come.
That's the new ownership building the draft capital. Did you see what the Bears gave Sweat? The contract?
What was it?
Like $70-80 million.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man.
So when he got there, he got a new contract with it?
I wondered, because the details didn't come out in the beginning. But when I seen second-round pick, I say for the Bears to do that, they must already got something in place. You don't give up that type of draft pick while you losing like that just to let a guy walk, because he was in the last year of his contract. So they had to have a deal in place behind the scenes before he even came over there. And that's why they gave him a big deal, man. I wouldn't have gave him that.
I need to go back and see what their thinking was, because this ain't the time to be giving out big contracts. You still don't have your quarterback situation. So what are you doing? But that's a Bears problem, and have to talk about them in a second. So
Yeah, we do. All right, man. Y'all boys got anything else?
No, that'd be it.
On that, all right. Let's go on and talking about the Bears. We got the Bears traveling to New Orleans, and final score 17-24. New Orleans take care of business at home, man. Let's go to some game leaders real quick, and let's start on the Bears side of the ball. Baguette, am I saying that right?
Bagent.
Yeah. All right. Bagent, he threw for 30, completed 18, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. Top rusher was Foreman with 20 carries, 83 yards, and your top receiver was Mooney with 5 catches, 82 yards. Now let's go to the Saints side of the ball. Carr, he threw for 34, completed 25, 211 yards with 2 touchdowns. Have a day, man. And your top rusher was Hill with 11 carries with 52 yards. And your top receiver was Olave with 6 catches, 46 yards, and 1 touchdown. Let's go to some team stats. Total yardage, Bears 368, while New Orleans had 301. Turnovers. The Bears had 5. The Saints had 0. Time of possession. Bears were 30 minutes and Saints were 29. That being said, that puts the Saints now at 5-4, holding down the number 1 spot in their division, and this puts the Bears at 2-7, last in their division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
The whole offense need to send all those guys on defensive Rolex this morning. I'm telling you. That Saints offense did not look good at all. The defense won this game for them. And they went into the fourth quarter. It was tied.
Yep.
With batching that quarterback, man. And it's unbelievable. Saints, they definitely got to get it together because they'll be the one. They're in first place almost by default.
Yep.
Thanks to the Texans just running through that division, beating damn near everybody. But no, the Saints are in trouble with that on the offensive side. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know because I know once again I know the Bears defense ain't that good, but they was not really moving the ball like I thought they should have with Carr and Olave. I thought I was expecting Olave just to have a monster day to day.
Yeah,
and it didn't really come like that. But the Bears, this is why you should have moved Fields last week. You can lose these kind of games for the rest of the year.
Yep.
It's still be done got something for Fields. You know, this look like this guy can he gonna at least make it look competitive. I've seen him in a couple of games, so this is why you should have moved Fields. Now you got a headache at the end of the year because you know where you're gonna be drafting from, and you know you're gonna have that Carolina pick sitting right there in the front. So now that the front office got major headaches in the front, and like I said, I don't know who's calling the shots in Chicago. It's the GM. Is the head coach. They were hired a year apart.
Yeah.
So, they're not aligned. So I don't know. Somebody got pulled to keep Fields there. And because I couldn't believe the whole organization wanted it to keep him there.
So let me ask y'all this question, man. If y'all the GMs to the Bears, someone calls for Fields, what's the least you taking for him? What are you asking for him? DC, I'm gonna start off with
I'm gonna start somewhere around the third or fourth. If you can give me a third, I'll squeeze a fourth or whatever. Because I know which way we're headed. I'm gonna get a new guy next year.
Man, you would have taken a third or fourth.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. Nobody's gonna give you a first or second.
Yeah.
So the asking price is gonna probably be around the third or fourth for him.
Jerron,
But like I say, he's just gonna be sitting on. It's time to let him know if you're gonna give him his fifth year option or not.
Yeah.
At the end of the year.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna do it more than likely.
So Fields still has what, 2-3 more years in his
He's
contract?
finishing up his third year.
Jerron, do you agree with DC?
I got to get more. Trey Lance went for a fourth, and he's put more good tape on the field on film than Trey Lance. I got to get a second for him. I got to get a second for him. He's too good of a prospect. You still can. I still don't think anybody's used him the right way. I don't think his quarterback coach has been that great, but I can't go for no 3 or 4. I might as well just keep him and have a battle, and then run some 2 quarterback sets whenever I get my other quarterback. But it's I got to get a little bit more from him.
Yeah. All right, Jerron. Hey, so before I cut you off, man, like I know you had something for this game, man. Go ahead, man.
Oh no, I was just saying Taysom Hill, man. I want to Taysom Hill on my team. A utility player. This dude had 11 carries, 52 yards, 4 receptions, 13 yards, 2 total touchdowns. Threw a touchdown. Over the last 4 games, 134 rushing yards, 126 receiving yards, 51 passing yards, 5 total touchdowns. His passer rating is 156.2. That's a player, like when you drop an NFL player, you're thinking up Taysom Hill. I love watching him play. He's my favorite part of watching the Saints. He's got as many fantasy points as Kelsey in the last couple of weeks. Yes. So, and Taysom is he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why people can't stop it, but people can't stop it.
Yeah. Overall, man, like the Bears right now find themselves in this situation. Like we just talked about, man. Like it's gonna be very tough when it comes to draft day, man. Do you trade them during free agency, and if you can find any training partners as well, man? Like, what teams can you see calling for Fields?
Right.
You know,
man,
that's we talked about it last week. Imagine him in a Falcon uniform.
Right.
Sheesh.
It's gonna take a special OC.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the one, the Falcons, and think of Tampa.
Yeah.
Tampa might be too good to get one of the elite guys.
Yeah.
So throw your hat in the ring and look at Fields. I know Vegas should think about doing it. They're not going to do it. They want a certain type of quarterback. That's pretty much pretty much it right there. He's kind of hamstrung.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Y'all boys got anything else with the Bears and Saints? No. Jay?
All right, let's go to Baltimore. Baltimore Ravens demolished the Seattle Seahawks 37-3. Seattle falls to 5-3. Baltimore goes to 7-2. Lamar Jackson 21-26, 187 yards, and add some yards on the ground. Mitchell, I forgot his first name because where did this guy come from? Keaton.
Yes.
Keaton Mitchell, 9 carries, 138 yards, 1 touchdown. Mark Andrews, steady Eddie, 9 receptions, 80 yards. Geno Smith was 13 of 28, 157 yards, 1 touchdown. Or 1 interception, excuse me. No touchdowns. Kenneth Walker Jr., 9 carries, 16 yards.
That's a joke.
That's right. You heard that right. 16 yards and 9 carries. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 6 receptions, 63 yards. To be the leading receiver, Seattle, 151 total yards versus Baltimore's 515 yards. Big bank take little bank. Both teams had 2 turnovers, but the time of possession was comical. That's like Ohio State versus Rutgers time of possession. 40 minutes, 4 seconds to 19 minutes and 56 seconds. Total plays, 75 total plays for Baltimore, 47 total plays for Seattle. Kraft. Oh, you want to talk about Seattle? You want to talk about Baltimore? Go ahead.
Man, Seattle.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. 6 first downs.
Yep.
You went out there and made a move at the trade deadline to get a run stopper. And you let these guys come out there and run up and down the field on you like that.
Yep.
Wow. What did you do? What did you waste your money for, your capital for? It's starting to look rough in Seattle. I know it's Baltimore. I don't know Baltimore is good, but you guys didn't even show up. You did not show up at all, man. And it's going. You got to do a lot better than that, or they're gonna wish they wouldn't have paid Geno, like we were telling a while ago. Josh Dobbs.
Yeah,
you know, I think he would have put on a better performance than what Geno did. Yeah. And it ain't just started. There's been a couple of these games here recently for Geno, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe he turned back to a pumpkin or whatever. But on the other side, that Keaton Mitchell, they've been waiting for this kid. He's been injured all year long, and he finally got healthy. And they've been waiting on him. He's fast, man. He can go. He can go, which is just another weapon for these Baltimore Ravens, man, as they move forward. They seem to get better and better and better. They're going to be able to find more ways to beat you. So they're going to be definitely a tough out. They chasing that. They trying to get to that top spot. Kansas City don't slip. Do not slip.
Yep.
Let them get there and the road goes through Baltimore. It's going to be major problems for sure. If they can just go ahead and keep Bateman healthy and OBJ out there on the field with the other guys, they're going to be a very, very tough out, man. They're getting better and better as the weeks go on. They really are.
Shout out to Baltimore, man. Like total yardage and rushing, man. 298, man. They just ran the ball, but also give them props for the passing, man. 225. Not bad at all, man. Ravens with an impressive win. A great win right here, man. Seahawks, shame of y'all, man. Y'all should be like a dog with his tail right between the legs, man. That's ungrateful, man. Like, this is a team right here, man, that last year you thought, man, the ceiling can only get higher for them, man, but they're going down. What's going on, man? Like, you had potential to give competition to the 49ers right now, and you're not taking advantage of the situation, man. Y'all not playing like a potential playoff team, man. Y'all playing like some comeback team that don't know how to play well in this type of football game, man. But shout out to the Ravens, though, man. Playing a hell of a balanced football from both sides, man. But most likely, man, this guy Mitchell right here, man, hell of a performance. Have a day, man. Jay, you got anything on this, man?
Oh, yeah. So we can say it now. Ravens are the best team in the league. I know Philly lost only one game, but this team, their offensive DVOA is number one in the league in the last 2 weeks. So week 1 through 6, they were ninth. These last 2 weeks, they found their rhythm. Now they're clicking. The preseason's over. They figured out what they want to do. Now their offense is clicking on all cylinders. And if you're an NFC team, you don't want to play the Ravens. 18-1 against the NFC is ridiculous. That's crazy. That's, again, college numbers right there. But my MVP, Lamar Jackson, on the best team in the league. I just hope they stay healthy, keep doing what they're doing. I would love to see them get the number 1 seed. And I think that was one of my predictions starting the year. I think I said they were going to get the number 1 seed, and it looks like they're on their way. So congratulations to them. And with Seattle, I thought Seattle was going to be like Detroit this year.
Yeah.
They had every sign that they were going to take another
sneaky signs, man.
A step forward. Whenever Jackson Smith and Jigba, everybody crowned them. I think I might even overstep too. I thought they were going to beat out the 49ers in their division. Both records are still close, but you can't get walloped like that. Yeah. But really, that running game for the Ravens, they kept a couple of the old principals with what's his name, the old OC, and they just added some passing on top of that. But that's it.
Y'all boys got any more?
Yeah, this Seahawks team is just too talented, man. There's no way you should be getting beat down like this, even against the Ravens. You know, the receiver room is one of the best in the league.
It is,
and it's going to be hard pressed to find 2 corners on the same team better than what you already have with Witherspoon and Wooten, other than probably with the Jets with Sauce and DJ. Right? It's going to be tough, man. I don't understand why they put out these type of performances, man. Just went out there and didn't even show up, man. Like I say, you just traded for a guy with the Giants. Did he not play? Or what? He just left him on the bus because it damn sure looked like it. They just ran right on through him, man. So I don't know which way Seattle's going to go, but you have a chance to make an impression, and you didn't do it, man.
Yeah, man.
You didn't do it.
Right.
Hats off to Baltimore, man.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's move on to the next game, man. We have the Colts visiting the Panthers. Final score 27-13. The Colts go on the road and take care of business, man. Let's go to some game leaders and start off with the Colts side of the ball. Minshew, he threw for 26. Completed 17 for 127 yards and 1 touchdown. Top rusher was Taylor with 18 carries, 47 yards. Top receiver was Pittman Jr. with 8 catches, 64 yards. And let's go off to the Panthers side of the ball. Young, he threw for 39, completed 24, 173 yards, 1 touchdown, but 3 interceptions, man. And your top rusher was Herbert with 16 catches, 58 yards. And your top receiver was Hurts with 2 catches for 54 yards. Let's go to some team stats real quick. Total yardage. The Colts 198, while the Panthers had 275. Turnovers. The Colts had 1. The Panthers had 3. Time of possession. 28 minutes for the Colts and 31 minutes for the Panthers. That being said, that puts the Panthers at 1-7, last in their division, and this puts the Colts now at 4-5, third in their division. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Oh man, this is a terrible game, sloppy game. No points scored at all in the first quarter, and Carolina got behind, and they're not going to be a team that's going to ever be able to come back, especially with the way that offensive line plays. And they just wore Bryce Young, man. If y'all care anything about him, Carolina, go on and bench him now. Just don't keep running him out there like that because he's your top overall pick,
number 1 overall pick.
Yes, and you're gonna get him hurt. So just go on, let him watch the game from the sideline. Hopefully, you can catch up with the speed of it, or you can get a better offensive line eventually. Throw Andy Dalton out there and just go through the motions because you're going to get this young kid killed for real, man. And they let them discipline. They had 10 penalties, Carolina. Just a terrible game all around for them, man. So, going to Minshew, they didn't have to do much in Indianapolis, so they're going to be moving right along. And I'd like to see Taylor have a little bit better numbers than that for 18 carries.
Yeah.
I figured he had more yardage, but he did score a touchdown on the pass. So, they got away with one today against Carolina.
Yeah. Jay?
Yes. Player of the game, Kenny Moore, 2 pick sixes. And then you just gotta feel bad for Bryce. The situation he's in. And the crazy part is he was the mobile one in the draft. He's the mobile out of CJ and Bryce. He was the mobile one who could make stuff happen a little bit more. And they're just not giving him any shot with that offensive line and these weapons. Miles Sanders, that was a bust of a pick or of a
they can keep that $25 million they gave him, man.
They gave him, there's no future I see on this team. Jonathan Mingo, 4 targets, one catch. Yeah. Their Super Bowl was last week, so right now they're just gonna, and they don't have their number 1 pick, so it could get real bad.
A big time setback.
It could get real bad in Carolina.
And the thing about Carolina is right now, man, like, all right, the Carolina made the bad decision over picking Bryce Young over C.J. Stroud.
In hindsight.
In hindsight.
In hindsight.
That would have been your quarterback if Lovey would have won that game. You just said.
Everybody wanted, like the Texans were in, like if anybody from the Texans said they had CJ number 1, the line.
I was one of them. I said I wanted Bryce over CJ. Yeah. But hey, you know what? Thank you, Lovey Smith, once again, man. Because right now, man, Bryce Young, he looks like a dummy out there getting sacked all the damn time. He's throwing picks. He's not showing that spark where he did in Alabama. Now, is it the coaching or is it him? Like, if you had to pinpoint what direction, who's at fault right now, DC, I'm gonna start with you. Is it C.J. Stroud or is it the coaching that's making him look bad?
It's a little bit of both with that terrible offensive line because when he came out of high school, he was like the number 2 dual threat quarterback in the country when he went to Alabama.
Yeah.
So put some plays in. Well, at least let him roll out, get him out of their pocket from being a statue back there. You got to do that. You got to adjust, man, to these quarterbacks. But it's going to be a little bit of the coaching and the terrible offensive line. They got to do something. They ain't done nothing yet. Every week it's the same thing. Ain't nothing changed.
Yeah.
So we don't know which way they're going. I thought they had an offensive-minded head coach.
Yeah.
But I guess not.
Yeah. Jay?
It's a little bit of everything. It's the GM team building.
Yeah.
It's him getting used to the speed and the athleticism of the league. It's the coaching, putting him in bad spots, not enough protection. My thing is, if you look back, coming out of school, who would you rather have drafted, Kyler or Bryce?
Kyler Murray or him?
They're both the same size.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray's a little thicker. Both had both Heisman winners.
Yeah.
Yep.
So why I asked that question is because Kyler Murray's had bright spots. So if let's say they're close to even in their skill set, Kyler Murray's had enough bright spots to where he got a large contract. I still think Bryce can be something in this league if you surround him with talent. They went out and got Miles Sanders off the street, and look at it. Is the GM is not. I'll put a little bit on the owner too, because the rumor was they were a little bit split. Frank Wright is a CJ guy.
Yeah,
the owner forced them.
Yeah.
So if anybody out of everybody, Frank Wright might have been the one who was right with wanting to get CJ Stroud because that was more of his type of quarterback. But the owner said, "No, this is my team. You're gonna pick who I want you to pick, and I want the electricity of Bryce Young." So it's a little bit on the owner too.
Right? I got you.
But Frank Wright that's not his guy, so he might be like, throw him out to the wolves. Look, you see how he's getting sacked, how he's getting hit. Frank Wright don't care. It don't look like. But yeah, so what I'm saying with that is, Kyler Murray had a good enough career to get a second big contract.
Yeah.
I don't think Bryce Young is done yet. I think he still can improve. I want him to play more like a Drew Brees than what he's playing like now.
Yeah, man, I just hope that Carolina can help him, man, get some help around him. Because right now, man, they living this kid for murder out there, man, and it looks so bad, man. You know, your number one overall quarterback it's looking really sus right now out there, man.
And he needs a number one receiver. And the problem is they don't have a first round pick. So I would also expect them to make a push for Higgins, of course. But it's going to be no matter what. They probably going to offer more money than Houston, but where would you rather go play at?
Yeah.
Which quarterback would you rather play with? Because I'm sure they're going to make a push for him because he definitely needs one of those number one receivers. Yeah.
All right, man. Y'all boys got anything else?
No. That'll be it.
All right, Jay, go ahead and take on the next game, man.
Las Vegas versus the New York Giants. It's getting bad in New York. Las Vegas puts a beating on the Giants, 30-6. Aiden O'Connell got the start. Once the Josh McDaniels got out, so did his quarterback. So Aiden O'Connell, 16 of 25, 209 yards. Josh Jacobs, 26 carries, 98 yards, and 2 touchdowns. There we go. Like he woke up.
There you go.
He finally woke up. And Tucker, 2 catches, 52 yards. For the Giants, Tommy DeVito, 15 of 20, 170 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He tried. And Saquon Barkley, 16 carries, 90 yards. Darius Slayton, 4 receptions, 59 yards. Las Vegas, 334 total yards. In New York Giants, 277 yards. 2 turnovers, which blew up the that blew the game open for the Raiders. Shout out to Max Crosby, 2 sacks, 8 total tackles. This is another one of those games, Kraft. Which one you want to take?
The Giants are cooked. They done, man.
Yeah.
Too bad, Daniel Jones didn't get hurt last week before the trade deadline where his season was going to be over. They would have had a fire sale, right? For Saquon would have been gone, all that, because now this is going to be a wasted season for Saquon and the rest of those guys. They're about to start checking out.
Yeah.
And the Raiders, they put up more points in the first half than they've scored in any total game this year.
Yeah.
They had never scored more than 21 points, and they put up 24 in the first half. So I guess, the locker room, they turned back on. They were off. Now Antonio Pierce turned them back on. And let's see if he can keep going, because now you see the running back look like that's what he should have been looking like from day one. We just hope it's not too late.
Yeah.
And if he can get that locker room going in the right direction, they say he's first in line for the head coaching job.
I
You know?
love it.
Mhm.
Love to
Yeah.
hear it.
So now his next thing now, if you do that to him, you let the man go find him a quarterback because it's not on the roster now. I don't
Nope.
think the quarterback is not there. You got Devontae Adams there, so you got some talent around him, but you definitely got to fix that quarterback situation. And hats off to the Raiders, man. They woke the team up.
Yeah. Shout out to the Raiders, man. Like, that lets you know how much of a toxic that coach was. What's his name, guys?
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels, man. He should not be hired as a head coach ever again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Right.
This was his basically if you count the Colts, this was his third job, as a head coach, But he should not be a head coach ever again. I'm happy for the Raiders, man. Like, that's a great fan base right there that deserves better than that. And shout out to him with this W right here, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I got some more reports for the Josh McDaniels stuff to read off, but I'm sick. Like, Daniel Jones, man, I'm gonna give him one of my ACL because
Yep.
maybe he can get a cut. Right now, they're fourth in the draft.
Yeah. They only going up. I don't think
They're fourth in the draft. They're in prime position to get one of these quarterbacks and maybe turn it around. I know the Giants fans are mad that at this season, but they could be happy at the result.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of like how the Texans are. Man, I need them to win some games. Tyrod, you need to get healthy or something because I don't want to see Caleb Williams in this in New York. I don't want to see Drake May in New York. So they're 2-7. They're cooked. They're officially cooked.
Yeah.
Saquon chose to. He really likes New York. That's all I can say.
I hope so. Sounds like
That's the only thing he's got. He ain't got wins. They're a 15-point underdog next week in Dallas.
Oh no!
So that's that. And then we got to talk about Josh McDaniels. He's done too.
Yeah.
I don't know what his next step is. Maybe college.
College, yeah. I think so.
He has over 4 full years left in this deal. He oh man. So he's rolling in dough. But according to Jay Glazer, before firing Josh McDaniels, the Raiders had a team meeting where the players directed their frustrations at McDaniels and unloaded on him. McDaniels had Antonio Pierce speak on his behalf, and Pierce brought up the 2007 Giants team that beat the undefeated Patriots. And he explained how that team believed they could beat anyone. And Pierce said the Raiders need to have that same mentality. So, good speech or whatever. Everybody leaves, and McDaniels told Pierce when everybody left, don't ever talk about the Patriots like that. You're not a Patriots coach.
No.
You are the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, one of the historic franchises in the NFL, and you still hung up on the Patriots. So basically, if you saw after the game, they were smoking cigars, they were partying like they won the Super Bowl just because this dude is out of their life, and they got a real head coach that they like, Antonio Pierce, who evidently they're gonna fight for. And Max Crosby came out, had a hell of a game. Josh Jacobs looked like old Josh Jacobs, and then after that, Devontae Adams gave a speech after, so it's like a weight off of everybody's shoulders. And I hope Antonio Pierce can get a couple more wins and become the head coach of the Vegas Raiders. Yeah. But that's just wild. I haven't heard anything like that. But
it's crazy, man. They gave up 8 sacks yesterday. The Raiders had 8 sacks. And McDaniels, I don't want nothing, no fruit off the Belichick tree. It rises before it hits the ground. Yeah. I cannot think of a coach that I would want off that tree to this point. That's been successful. I can't come up with nothing.
The craziest part is they haven't. It's not that they haven't been successful. They've been embarrassment.
Right. Yeah.
Every last one.
All of them.
Judge,
Mhm.
Patricia, O'Brien, McDaniels twice.
Yes.
Embarrassment.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what. Tom Brady Tom Brady
I'm telling you.
got a whole bunch of people paid.
Nobody from the New England organization as a coach should be ever hired into the NFL. The only successful one I'll give to might be Bill O'Brien.
He probably the most successful.
The
one.
most successful
Yeah.
out of
And
all of them.
Yeah.
He's the most, but in embarrassment.
Exactly. Yeah,
So-
It was a clown show towards the end.
Easterby, Casario, all of them.
Yeah.
All of them, man.
Yeah.
All of
So, but like, did y'all put Vrabel on that?
I don't know. I'm not sure
because
yet.
because Vrabel's coming off from Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, he came from under Bill O'Brien. Yes.
But he didn't. He played for Belichick.
Yeah, he played, but he didn't coach under him.
He didn't.
Yeah, man. So that New England top of West Coast, New England West Coast, New England South. Yeah, you kill that shit now.
Yeah,
Man.
it's like Kraft said, it's funky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not what it's not. If it ain't Tom Brady, it ain't gonna work. Y'all boys got anything else on that?
I'm good.
All right, man. So the sun can shine on the Raider Nation once again, man. All right, let's go on to the prime, the 3:00 game right here, the last one. We have the Cowboys traveling to Philly. Final score 23-28. Fortunately, the Eagles won this game right here. My bad, Jay.
Oh, it's all good.
All right, let's go to some game leaders right here. All right, I'm gonna have to take a time out on this one, Jay. Man, I'm gonna need you to take this one right here, man.
All right.
Yeah.
So give me a second. Let me pull it up. Where my boys at? So it's a 28-23 victory for the Eagles in Philly. Cowboys had many shots at this one. Dak Prescott was 29 of 44, 374 yards, 3 touchdowns, sacked 5 times though. Leading rusher Tony Pollard, 12 carries, 51 yards, 4.3 yards per carry, no touchdowns. Leading receiver, dude balled out. CeeDee Lamb, 11 receptions, 191 yards, 17.4 yards per catch. And on the Eagles side, Jalen Hurts, 17 of 20, what's that, 23?
23. Yeah, 23.
207 yards. DeAndre Swift, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I want to forget all about that. DeAndre Swift, 18 of
43.
18 carries for 43 yards. AJ Brown was relatively quiet compared to previously. 7 receptions, 66 yards, 1 touchdown. Go ahead and y'all go ahead and talk.
All right, so total yardage, man. The Cowboys had 406, while Philly had 292. All right, and turnovers. The Cowboys had 1, Philly had 0. Time possession, man, equally, man. 29 minutes for the Cowboys and 30 minutes for the Eagles, man. So that being said, 5-3 now for the Cowboys and 8-1 for the Eagles, holding down the number 1 spot. DC, tell us, man, how do you feel about this game, man?
Outside the yardage, it looked pretty even. The Cowboys outgained them.
Yeah,
they both had 10 penalties. But you mentioned the 5 sacks, Jay. It wasn't the 5 sacks. It's when they came in the game.
There you go.
They were crucial. You know, you can have 5 sacks, but when these happened, it was crucial, man. And I thought the Cowboys were going to win it because in the fourth quarter, I think they got in the red zone like 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
They just couldn't get the touchdown to go with it. So I don't know what the reason behind all of it. Because Dak, I thought, played a pretty decent game.
he did play.
There was some guys that opened it he probably should have hit a time or two, but overall, he played a hellified game, man. He came ready to play.
Yeah.
But very entertaining game. And I really thought the Cowboys were going to pull that off at the end, but it just could come through when they got in the red zone, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, man. So, before we started the show, man, I told Jay, say, man, the Cowboys played an impressive game, man. It just sucks that they couldn't convert those penalties really into positive yardage. They had a chance to win, man. Like the Eagles, I feel like they gave them, I want to say, what, Jay, like two to three times to put some points up. But very close, man. I wouldn't be disappointed if I was a Cowboys fan with this loss. This right here shows a good potential. And I think that if the Cowboys keep playing the way that they played this game right here, they could possibly win the next game, man. But Jay, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
All right. So first things first, better team last night lost.
Yeah.
It doesn't show up on the stat sheet because again, it's really a game of inches. Philly put the ball on the ground 3 times, and the ball bounced into their hands 3 times. One of those goes the Cowboys' way. We're having a different discussion today. According to PFF, the Cowboys outplayed them. PFF has a noise canceled score, which is according to them, it's a score that accounts for how efficiently the offense moved the ball, putting less emphasis on noisy things as such as special teams and turnovers. This is your raw offense. According to PFF, they should have put up 31 points compared to 27 points for the Eagles. Defense in the second half found a way to limit their Eagles running game, and they pretty much held A.J. Brown in check. I could have told you he wasn't going to go off for the 120. He wasn't going to extend his record. But it was a really sloppy night. The refs were terrible. There's many times where so when it was 28-17, the Cowboys scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
They called it back because they said that 71 wasn't eligible. People with NFL knowledge saw that Dak reported 71 as eligible. Dak did that. Maybe the ref wanted
the player.
Right.
Yeah.
But Dak is the quarterback. He should be able to. I don't know. Maybe that's how. Maybe that's different.
Yeah, I always thought that when you come in, the player has to go to the official.
Has to go like
and tell him,
this.
"Hey, I'm eligible."
Okay.
Yeah.
On a crucial 3rd and 8, illegal hands to the face. Michael Gallup was punched in the face. That flag was picked up for some reason. Did they explain why that was picked up?
I don't, but it should have been called because you could see it.
That should have been called.
Because right there inside the 5, you can't touch the receiver, and he clearly touched him in his face, man.
Stephon Gilmore was called pass interference. He had A.J. Brown blanketed.
Yeah.
The pass was out of bounds also. Perfect coverage, pass interference. Okay, that's fine. Schoolmaker, the short, the play that was short of the goal line, he was clearly tackled before the ball got there. No call. Okay, that's fine. It's just little things are added up to the Cowboys not being they were able to, but not successfully overcoming the refs and the Eagles. The Eagles are too good of a team for all these mishaps. Dak going out on the 3rd, on the 2-point conversion. It was obvious that was the right call. People were criticizing Dak for that. He had a dude on his back. He was trying to turn the corner. Your body can only do so much. But overall, it's a really good game. These teams are closer than you think, closer than the record shows. It's another example of letting them off the hook. You let them off the hook multiple times this game, from not calling the penalties to not getting the fumbles to not converting on your 1st and 5 from the 5 yard line. You get a false start, backs you up, and then Terrence still had the worst game of his life. He was terrible. Every time, nearly every time Dak was pressured, it was on Terrence Steele. They had a rotating. Hassan Reddick got one. Brandon Graham got one. They put Sweat. He like Terrence Steele was a liability, and it's just you can't do that on the road in Philly. Dak played a near flawless game. My biggest gripe with him was the sack. 1st and 10, you can't take that sack. You gotta airmail it into the stands, and that's where the game was lost. But overall, I think the Cowboys were the better team. Dak ran the better offense. Got good enough pressure on Hurts. They just came out in that third quarter and they dominated that third quarter overall. But next time we see them in Dallas, I think it's gonna go the opposite way. I would pick the same score, just flipped, to be honest. And I would love to see them in the playoffs. They match up way better than San Francisco. If Dallas makes it to the playoffs, I think this is more of what we'll see. We'll see another one of these in Philly, and I'm not scared of them in the least, to be honest. Like I said, all year people have been letting them off the hook, and we just were the latest ones to let them off the hook. They should have 3 losses already, and then they have a tough stretch coming up. So the division race isn't over. It's just that was tough to. It was just tough to be in that position to win the game, to shut a lot of people up, and they weren't able to complete their mission. So that's that.
All right, man. That's some good points right there, Jay, for sure. DC, you got anything more else, man?
Yeah. Who's the number 2 receiver? Where's Cooks at? Was he not with non-existent?
No.
Ferguson's the number 2 receiver, and the way they've been running for the last couple of years, the tight end's been the number 2.
Yeah,
they need. So they're bringing in Martavis Bryant for a workout this morning, and I would love that as a signing for another deep threat. Brandon Cooks showed up against the Rams, and I think they had times where they could have got Cooks involved, but CD was going crazy.
Yeah, right.
So I'm okay if CD's going crazy, but Michael Gallup, that's another thing. 14-14, 2-minute warning, 3rd and 3. Gallup runs a shallow cross, hits him in the numbers, he drops it. They have to kick a long 51-yarder. Aubrey's been balling, but who knows what would have ended up happening if he would have just simply caught the ball and fell.
You got one job.
I'll just catch the ball and get on the ground. That could have been a scoring drive, or you could have just got the ball all the way down to the 10-yard line and kicked the field goal. Still got your 3 points, but that left nearly 2 minutes on the board for the Eagles. So, keeping Gallup instead of Cooper was a mistake, obviously, but it's just Dak isn't getting much help outside of CD and Ferguson right now, and hopefully they can get Martavis and see what he's got.
Hey, Jerron, I got a question for you, man. So,
Yeah.
so how do you feel about the running game, man? The running, they only put 73 yards in total. Does that concern you right now, man? That you don't have a balance?
Not that game. That game, you don't want to run into Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, Hassan Reddick. You want to pass against these cats.
Okay.
And they were tortured. Obviously, CD had 191 yards, so they were killing that secondary.
Yeah.
And if you're an Eagles fan, you gotta wonder, is that gonna get you? Is that gonna get you clipped? Because Kevin Byard, maybe he just needed to integrate himself, but we were killing him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was a good, name pickup, but so far we got to see if he might get better as he most likely will get better as the year goes for him, but you pass against these cats. You go empty.
That's the only reason they went out and got him, because they know they need some help on the back end.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You go empty. You go quick game against them. You don't try to run into Jordan Davis or Fletcher Cox. You can't. So I'm happy with the running game they did have, but with other teams, with the teams coming up, you should be able to run on them.
Gotcha.
And the thing is, in 2 games behind Philly right now is Dallas. So you gotta continue to win and hope somebody can at least get them a time or two with the schedule they got coming up.
Yeah.
And then when you do meet them again later on in the season, you get to handle your business.
I think these next 4 weeks for the Eagles are, well, they're on bye.
Mm-hmm.
But coming up, they got the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
They've got
the Bills.
They've got the Chiefs. They got the Bills. They've got
49ers.
49ers. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when you start, and then they got the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if y'all saw in the game, they were dropping like flies.
Yeah.
Fletcher Cox went down. Hassan Reddick went down. Bradbury went down.
Yep.
Hurts re-injured his knee.
Yeah.
Goddard.
He fractured his arm.
Goddard fractured his arm. So we'll see how they do, because they're in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
That defense ain't no joke.
The bye week came at the perfect time for the
Exactly.
That's correct.
Exactly.
That's right.
Perfect time for them.
Maybe they can heal up.
Because they needed it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they play Kansas City next week, that's a loss.
I would say the next 5 games are fights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Going to Kansas City, that's a fight. Buffalo, their defense fell off a little bit, but they still gonna hit you. And the 49ers, once they look back for what happened in the NFC Championship
That
game.
Buffalo game, is it a home or away?
It's at in Philly.
Oh, okay.
Against the 49ers is in Philly also.
Okay.
And then they go to Dallas. Then they go to Seattle. They're gonna be in some dogfights for this next stretch. And they're a little bit compromised. I gotta see what did James Bradbury, is he okay? Or did another one of their secondary pieces go down? So we'll see. The game it's not over yet.
Yeah.
The Cowboys have Giants, Panthers, Commanders, Seahawks, Eagles. So you still have time to catch up. You just gotta take care of them the next time you see them.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. Y'all boys got anything else with the Cowboys and Eagles?
That's it.
That's it. All right, Jay, you want to take the next game, or you want me to get it?
Can get it. Let's go to the Sunday night game.
Boom, 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 boom.
Clash of the Titans. Cincinnati Bengals win this game 24-18 against the Buffalo Bills. Joe Cool, 31 of 44, 348 yards, 2 touchdowns. Joe Mixon, 14 carries, 37 yards, 1 touchdown. T. Higgins, the guy we've been talking about all show, 8 receptions, 110 yards. Josh Allen, 26 of 38, 258 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Josh Allen, leading rusher, 8 carries, 44 yards, 1 touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 6 receptions, 86 yards, a touchdown. Total yardage 397 for Cincinnati. Buffalo had 317, but 2 turnovers for Buffalo, which was the nail in their coffin. Man, it was a really entertaining game. Kraft, what do you think about this this game? I know you're gonna talk about them Bills.
Yes, that's where I'm starting at. Inconsistent, man. And then the fumble on the 13-yard line, that was rough too, man.
Yeah.
And of course, Josh Allen turned it over. It's 5 straight games with interception.
Turnover machine.
Yes, at some point, if you don't fix that, especially with your defense not being as good now, you're gonna have to struggle to win.
It looks like Josh Allen is becoming Kirk Cousins.
Hey, I'm just telling you, but ain't nobody gonna talk about it like that.
No.
They ain't gonna talk to him about it.
No, he's their golden boy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And with Cincinnati, buzzsaw. That's 4 in a row. They coming.
Yep.
They are coming, man.
Yep.
They even got the tight ends involved last night. Higgins had a big game, monster game, and when they start hitting on all cylinders like that, Chase was pretty much an afterthought last night.
He was.
And they still come out and beat you. So I think they're on their way up, and once again, Buffalo, man, I don't know which way they're headed, but they seem to be in trouble. The only good thing about them is Miami can't beat a good team. That's the only thing good for Buffalo is that Miami can't beat a good team.
Well, at least in their division,
right.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Cincinnati, look out for them. I'm just waiting for when they're going to play Baltimore again.
2 weeks.
That's the game I'm already waiting on to see how that's going to turn out, man.
Bengals got Texans, Ravens, Steelers, Jags. Next 4.
If they get through that, oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. If only they could start out like this.
Yes.
Yes. But it was hard, though, because Burrow got hurt before preseason. So, he didn't have no trust in that leg of his. And he didn't want to put too much on it, man. But it looks like he's good now.
Yeah.
Burrow's looking like the LSU Burrow now. Sheesh.
Put up a lot of yardage, man.
He did. But go ahead, Jay.
Oh no, I was just saying, man, if they could start like that, they would be up there. I hope that Baltimore game's a Sunday night game.
I hope so.
Most likely is not, but man, it's getting to that time where the cream is going to rise to the top.
Oh, yeah. And
I got to talk about Buffalo, too. As of right now, they're outside of the playoffs.
It's a primetime game that Baltimore. It's a Thursday night game.
Oh no, that's not the one. That's not the game, man. Thursday night.
I guess because it's a division game, they did that. Oh my goodness,
that's terrible scheduling. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's a Thursday night game, man.
But
Amazon money, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, Buffalo is a confusing team. I know their defense has been going through it.
Yes.
And it's only getting worse. They keep getting injured. Let me see. Buffalo Bills defensive DVOA weeks 1 through 4 was third. They had the third best defense in the league for the last 4 weeks. Dead last. They are struggling. Von Miller's still on the pitch count. They're not getting much help. Their secondary, their second line, their linebackers are decimated. So it's all on Josh Allen, and Josh Allen is the number one gunslinger in the whole league. But if you keep putting it on Josh Allen, eventually he's gonna give you one, and that's all you got to wait for.
Yeah.
You gotta score against their defense and just wait for Josh Allen to give you 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, like the Jets game. So, all right. So, are the Buffalo Bills dead in the water? I'm gonna give you two scenarios. Are they dead in the water in their division? So we're looking at them and the Dolphins, and then when it comes to playoff time, what are their hopes? Do you trust them? How far do you trust them? Do you trust them 1 game, 2 games, or can they make the Super Bowl? Fredo?
All right. So, all right. The next 2 games are pretty winnable, man. They got the they got the Broncos, and they got the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but after that, it's gonna be very tough, man, because they got the Eagles, Chiefs, and Cowboys.
Yep.
And then from there, it's to finish off the season. They got the Chargers, Patriots, and Dolphins. If they could get one win out of the Cowboys and Chiefs and Eagles, they have potential to get a wild card game. Just because, man, like against good teams, man, they don't put up a good fight, man. The only impressive win they got is against the Dolphins, man. It was 48-20.
Yeah.
But everybody else, you know, they lost to the freaking Jets in the home opener week. And you know, they barely beat the sorry teams like the Commanders, the Raiders, and the Giants.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was a game.
I mean, still though, man, can you trust them? No, you cannot trust the Bills.
So what is their ceiling?
Their ceiling is if they make the playoffs, they win the first playoff game, but lose the second one.
Okay.
Division round, they're eliminated. Don't matter who they play.
That schedule's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
very tough. And I'm looking at the Dolphins' schedule. It ain't even close to being as tough as that. So I don't know if they're gonna even make the playoffs. Not with that schedule.
Not even a wild card.
It's gonna be tough, right? And if they do make it, they're gonna be one and done.
Yeah. But the next time they play the Dolphins, it's in Miami, and that's the last game.
Oh.
So you don't know if Miami's just gonna, you know what, y'all can win this game. They might be
got to play Baltimore the week before that.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh
so,
man.
But you got to stop and think. The whole AFC North is in contention.
Mm-hmm.
The whole out from Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Baltimore. So that's why I'm thinking they're gonna mess around and only get one team in. And don't be surprised. You just said the Jets. I wouldn't be surprised if they split with the Dolphins. You know, I would not be surprised at all. I think they're going to go on the bye week and figure some stuff out. The defense is already going to be legit. Hopefully, the playbook and Zach Wilson, they integrated some new stuff for him. But the team seems like they want to win.
Yeah.
And they got a defense to do it. But I can't trust Buffalo. I just really can't.
Yeah.
I mean, can't do it.
Because you're putting everything for Allen to win. Because the running game, it ain't there.
Non-existent.
They don't have no balance.
For some reason, Fournette for what?
Yep. Exactly. I mean, Fournette looks like he's in shape, but did he play this game?
I don't think so.
He didn't right now. I mean, God, you need that balance, man, because if you put it all in the passing game, yeah, man, he can't do it because you know what? He's going to throw a pick with those 2 touchdowns coming along with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't trust the Bills right now, man.
I'm kind of with you, division around.
Yeah. Because DC said that he'd be surprised if they make it to the playoffs.
Yeah. It's going to be rough on them. From this day on.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough.
Absolutely. All right, man. Y'all boys got anything else?
That's it.
All right, man. Let's wrap up this segment right here, man. Thank you for tuning in to the Shield Football Podcast. If you seen this video and like what you see, man, please give us a like and give us a share as well. And follow us as well in all social media platforms we're in right there. But thank you for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week. All right, later.
Peace.
Later.